is the Indiana Hoosiers.
How about that? The two Indiana teams at the bottom of their divisions in
Yeah.
recruiting.
I was honestly really surprised that Indiana was at the bottom of the East Division just based off how well they did this past year.
I think it
I
says a
would
lot
have,
about Tom Allen.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it does. I think it says that really more than a recruiter, he is a talent builder. He makes people better.
Yeah.
And I think that will bode well in the future for recruiting. I think that if he gets maybe the right coordinators, recruiting coordinators in there, he's going to be able to develop very good talent it looks like he's gonna be there a while. But
Yeah,
like
I mean, I looked back at their history a little bit. IU before Tom Allen was hired had made 3 bowl games since the year 1994.
Jeez.
So they made 3 bowl games for as long as I had been alive. And then Tom Allen was hired, and they've made it twice in 4 years.
That's incredible.
They've had a winning record the last 2 years. I think if this continues, and this past year is a sign of what's to come, and Tom Allen's going to start getting good recruits just because they're going to want to play for him because they're successful.
I could see Indiana being like a dark horse kind of 2015 Michigan State type team eventually. That team wasn't particularly highly recruited, or I mean, it had good recruits, don't get me wrong, but it was just a really solidly built team.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Maybe Indiana should just put all their focus on football because their basketball team.
Forget about basketball.
I mean, Purdue basically owns the state, so.
Yeah, right.
All right.
That would help you, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So they had 14 commits, 2 4-stars and 11 3-stars. And I guess that means that they have one I guess it's 1 2-star. 24/7 recruiting rankings doesn't list 2-stars. So I that would be my assumption. Maybe it's like a punter from Australia that's unranked or something like that. Nationally, they're ranked 54th. So the East is significantly better than the West. I mean, just starting out, your worst team is at least in the top 60.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good. They're ranked 12th in the Big Ten. We touched a little bit on Tom Allen. So I actually think that their stadium is really nice. I think it's actually kind of I know it's nothing super to write home about, but it's better than a lot of stadiums in the country. It's big. When they can fill it, it's loud. And if they continue winning, they're going to fill it. Yeah. So I think that bodes well for them. I do, however, think that their football practice facilities need work. Probably the worst, if not the second worst, in the Big Ten. They have a dedicated practice facility, but I can't find very much information on it. I don't even know if it has an indoor field. And their weight room and their operations center is all based out of the stadium, which is kind of gives me a little bit of Mac vibes. Which I mean, I don't know. It like, if you're recruiting these big time talent kids, maybe that's the reason that Indiana is not getting the big time talent kids. They don't have these luxurious sports centers like Northwestern.
Yeah.
Northwestern has a better sports center than you.
Well, Purdue does now too.
Oh yeah. Purdue's is real nice.
Yeah. I do want to touch on a little bit of their schedule for this upcoming season. I noticed going through all the Big Ten teams. So about half the conference is going to play each other on week 1, opening week. Indiana's one of them. They're going to start at Iowa, so they're going to start out with a pretty tough game. Look to start strong because then they do play Cincinnati in their non-conference schedule. So they got two of the first 3 games are going to be pretty difficult.
So I'm not feeling too scared about that game right now. Yeah. That may come out back to bite me, but I'm more nervous for Notre Dame at this point for Cincinnati.
I mean, that's fair enough.
Yeah, I think that Cincinnati
Indiana's good, but
I think Cincinnati has a team that can pretty much beat Indiana.
I think you're right.
I don't know I'm not saying like they're for sure going to win, but I think that the two teams line up really well.
On paper, Cincinnati's probably a little bit better.
Yeah,
I'd say.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Plus, I like Luke Fickell in that coaching battle.
Yeah. Few more highlights from their schedule. They do have Ohio State at home. Well, they have Cincinnati at home too. So Cincinnati will have to go to Indiana. Yeah. But they do have
home and home. I think eventually Indiana plays at Cincinnati sometime down the road.
I think I do remember seeing that. Finally, their yearly rivalry game against my Purdue Boilermakers. It will be at Ross-Ade Stadium this year at Purdue. The battle for the old Oaken Bucket. I mean, my heart says Purdue, my head says Indiana. So, I mean, what do you want from me? What do you want me? You just want me to say Indiana's going to win? Is that what you want? But yeah, that's all I had on Indiana.
Maybe a little shock them like they shocked Ohio State a few years ago.
Yeah.
Is that enough to keep?
At least we've beaten Indiana recently. It's not like Indiana in basketball, where Indiana hasn't beaten Purdue in basketball in like 8 years.
Yeah.
Just I had to get my shot in at IU basketball.
All right.